Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today on this cold, slushy morning? So, hope everybody had a good weekend. I had an exciting weekend, kind of a different weekend. My stepdaughter had her baby, so we have a little new grandson. He's just the cutest little thing ever. And I'm not just saying that because I'm his Mimi. He really is adorable. His name is Elijah. And so, welcome to the world, Elijah. So, with that being said, normally I do a little bit more studying and take a little bit more time with my notes before I come live with you guys. And that didn't happen quite so much this weekend. So, it just happens to that what I had planned on talking about today is something that I really know nothing about. So last night I was reading and doing my notes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm totally gonna botch this, but I decided that is what I want to talk about. It's what fits in for today, and so I'm just gonna go with it, and know you guys will understand that I'm going to have to refer to my notes quite a bit for this live today. So, we are talking today about Hanukkah. And again, I knew nothing about Hanukkah besides that there was, a dreidel and some candles. I'm like, that's pretty much where my knowledge of it was. And I kind of feel bad about that, and this is part of the whole learning that we're going to be doing is that, I want us to kind of branch out and understand where other religions are and where other holidays come from and, why people celebrate the things that they do. I think it's just going to help bring all of us together even more if we understand what other people are doing. My McAfee keeps popping up messages. So if I reach out and touch your screen, it's because I'm telling the messages to go away. So Hanukkah. And I believe, and I should have checked this before I came on this morning, but I believe Hanukkah started on Sunday. If I find out after that is incorrect, I will post it in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it started Sunday. That's why I felt that it was a good fit to talk about today. And so the story goes here from what I have for my notes, and again, I apologize. Usually I'm a little bit more well prepared, but as someone said to me this weekend, babies come first. Babies always come first. And I had to go hug and cuddle and, love on them. So 2,500 years ago, a Jewish family witnessed a miracle. The story goes basically, from what I understand, and don't quote me on all this because I could be wrong. Like anything I say, I could be wrong. But from what I got from this study is a gentleman by the name of Judas and his family were tasked with keeping this temple lit. And they didn't have enough oil, so they used olive oil to keep the lanterns going in the temple. And they didn't have very much. They had about a day's supply. And so, like all of us, they're like, well, we're going to do the best we can. We're going to do what we can. And they filled the lanterns and they lit them. And they, like I said, they figured out they roughly had about a day's supply to keep this temple lit. I don't know the name of the temple, but I'm assuming it was, it's a very important temple if they wanted it to be well lit at all times. I don't know the name of it. But, so after they've put the oil in the lanterns and they've lit them and they're like, we're just going to keep it going as long as we can keep it going with this 1 day supply of oil. The lanterns burned for 8 days. So that was a miracle. They kept the temple lit, and they don't know how it happened, and they can't explain it, and they don't know why the oil didn't run out, and the lantern stayed lit. It just did. So a miracle is, something you just really can't find definition or scientific proof, or not that they had scientific proof back 2,500 years ago, but they knew what an amount of oil would burn, and obviously they had it all figured out that this is what was going to happen, but it didn't. The temple stayed lit. So after hearing about this miracle, the Jewish, and I believe they're called sages, that's what I have in my notes, and that's what I took from my reading, which I thought was kind of interesting that they were called Jewish sages. I thought that was kind of a neat little, how things kind of fall together. I can't talk today. Proclaimed an annual 8-day festival celebrating this power of the light. Now, if you guys have been following me, you know that we talked a little while ago about the Festival of Lights in Israel, Hindu religion. Sorry, and I'm learning this too. So again, if I say something incorrectly, I apologize. I will go back and check my notes. But we did discuss a festival of lights. So I just think it's really neat that these religions that are ages apart from each other and thousands of miles apart from each other, and they end up kind of celebrating the same things. So I think that's really kind of neat. Hanukkah is what this celebration was named, and it does coincide with the fourth quarter lunar cycle, which is the winter cycle. It's our darkest time of the year, and so that just kind of makes sense that would all be celebrated at the same time. We'll get into Yule and some Christmas stuff in this month as well, so I'm hopefully going to tie all this together for you at some point and make it all seem like, oh yeah, that makes sense now. So the Hanukkah does coincide with the fourth quarter, oh my goodness, I apologize, lunar cycle, which is the darkest of the moon phases. So each night of Hanukkah grows a little longer till the last night, which is the darkest night of the year, which also coincides with the winter solstice. So again, it's just kind of really neat to see how everything pieces itself together. So the forefathers and the foremothers observed this natural cycle by lighting the candles. So again, I don't know all that much, but I believe, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, and if I'm wrong, I will put it in the comments later, but I believe they light a candle for each day on the menorah. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how it goes. So yeah, beginning with the lighting of the first candle, Hanukkah is issued into the seasons of all the holy days. The lighting of the candles honor the light that emerges from the darkness, which again is kind of what we talked about with the Festival of Lights, kind of like the same celebration. A little bit different, but basically comes down to the same. It was, festival of lights to honor the darkness, the light out of the darkness. So the lighting of the menorah sets the space for hollow ground for all of the other holy days is how I've written it here, but the holidays. So Hanukkah kind of ushers in our winter solstice, Christmas, and Yuletide. And again, we're going to talk about all of those, which is again why I wanted to talk about Hanukkah first. And again, I've never learned about Hanukkah. I don't really have any Jewish friends. I do have a sister-in-law, but it's not something that we sit down and talk about. So it's just not something that I really ever learned. But I want to. And I want you guys to want to learn and to understand how all of this stuff kind of fits together. So I have here the menorah candle flames open the portal of transcendence. Again, I know this is kind of, I'm just basically reading to you today, and I apologize, but it just happened to fall that way. But I really did, instead of switching up and talking about something different that I knew more about and didn't have to refer to my notes as much, I really felt that even though I wasn't overly prepared for this topic, that it still was the right day to talk about it, and that it was going to all make sense later. And you know what, if I get things wrong, I apologize. I'll correct them, and we'll all learn together. So I had a few more little things I had underlined that I wanted to kind of just go over with you. So the lighting of the candles. So darkness can't exist in the light. So to me, that's kind of, if there's hope and faith and love, you really can't have darkness. It won't be there. You know what I mean? So in this sense, we are the candle. And so our inner light shines and pushes out the darkness. So it's just, we always talk about that, the holiday spirit, and how everybody's cheery and happy at the holidays. And I've always wondered, it's like, well, why do we have to wait for the holidays for that? Why can't everybody just try to be cheerful and happy all year long? Why do we have to wait till the holidays to be happy and cheerful? People should be nice to each other all the time. This is the time of year where you walk down the street and everybody's just like, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stuff. And it's like, I never understood why we couldn't be like that all the time. Why we just can't be nice and smile and say a nice little greeting to people all the time. Why does it have to be in just December? So that's my rant. So whether you're doing your menorah or a tree or a manger, whatever your holiday event is, just remember that this is our lighting of the candle, basically the symbolic of it, lighting the candle to push all the darkness out. And I tell you guys all the time, kindness could change your life and somebody else's life. So again, this is just kind of emphasizing that whole concept that, by being kind and having hope and faith and love, that, it's going to spread, and it's going to make your life better, but it's going to make others' lives better as well. So that's just really how I kind of want the world to be. And, it's a big dream, but I'm going to keep pushing for it. So that was my little spiel on Hanukkah. And again, I apologize because I was not overly well prepared for it. But as we talk about the winter solstice and Yule and stuff, maybe I'll recap some of the Hanukkah stuff, and as I get a little bit better understanding of it. I mean, I understand the story. I understand the lighting of the candles and stuff, but the religion itself, I'm really just still kind of learning and stuff. So it'll be interesting to keep learning. With that, I do have a few minutes here. So I wanted to kind of tell you, last night, Athena went live on her Sage Goddess group, and she's on YouTube as well. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys that, Sage Goddess. And I had been taking the Arrow Magic class, which was like $20 a month, and the kit was like $16 or $17, and then shipping. And I took that for a couple of months, and I quickly realized that I felt like I was missing out on her other classes, because in the Arrow Magic class, she'd say something. She's like, well, we're going to cover that in Gemwise, or she'd say, oh, we just talked about that in Sabbatical, and things like that. And I thought, well, I feel like I'm missing out on this. So I decided to sign up for what she called for 2018 was the Holistic Healer Program, which was all 3 classes. With all 3 classes came obviously a bigger price tag and more tools, and it also came with a lot of advantage things. She did free card readings every Wednesday. I've told you guys about the new moons and the full moons. Those are free to anybody, so anybody can do those. You don't have to be a member of any class. But there was lots of giveaways and prizes and things of that sort. So there was, advantages. There was a Facebook page that was just for Holistic Healer Group and all that. But I found it, I've only been in it about a month. And I found it, I was like, my God, this is complicated. There are like 6 different Facebook groups. There are 3 different kits to buy. There are 3 different classes, and they're all at different times and at different days. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to I don't know how I'm going to keep all this organized with my already hectic, crazy, insane schedule. So anyway, she went live last night. And she went over how the 2019 program is going to work. The first thing is, it is expensive. But I have decided that this is something I really want to do. If you were going to take a college course, it would be a lot more expensive. Now, this is obviously not an accredited curriculum. And I'm even though I get a certificate of completion at the end of each year, it's not like I am certified in actual anything. But I still felt like this was classes that I wanted to take. So I want to just take a minute. I'm just checking the clock. I want to take a minute and go over what that is so everybody understands what it is. So she previously had 3. Actually, she had 4 classes, which the 4th class I did not sign up for. She had her Arrow Magic class, which was about herbs and oils. She had her Gemwise, which was about crystals and gritting. Then she had what was called Sabbatical, which kind of went over a little bit of everything. So kind of like what I did here, but more in depth than this. And so to take all 3 classes was $60. And then to buy each of the kits was, the Sabbatical kit was $60, the Gemwise kit was $20, and the Arrow Magic was $20, basically with shipping. I mean, it was like $16 and something, and then with shipping. So it came out to about $100 in kits, which I bought the Arrow Magic kit and the Gemwise kit for December, but the Sabbatical kit was already sold out, so I was not able to get that. So her new curriculum for 2019 is going to be called Soul Shift. And from my understanding from her video last night, there are no longer going to be, you can take this class or this class or this class. It's going to be, this is the class and this is the cost, and you're going to get your tools. So to take the class is $90, which I know is expensive, but I really feel that it's worth it. So for $90, I'm going to get 4 classes. So I'm going to get the GemWise, the Aero Magic, the Sabbatical, and then the other one was basically called Olas, which was of light and shadow. And Angel Numbers, she's going to put in there, which was a class she did a while back. So she's going to put all of this into one big classroom style. The classes are now going to be every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So it's like, okay, that's pretty easy. Wednesday's 4 o'clock, which is for us here, because she's in California, which would be 7 o'clock, which is a really good time for me, 7 o'clock. I get out of work at 5:30, so I have time to get home, get dinner, and sit down for class. So it's going to be $90. There is an option, if anybody was ever interested in it, from now until December 31st, you can sign up and pay the whole thing up front, and it will cost you $900. So it comes out to about $180 savings. So about 2 months free if you wanted to do it that way. And so that is what the cost is. Her toolkit is going to come now with all of it. So it's going to come with 4 or 5 crystals. It's going to come with 3 oils, a carrier, and a bottle, because we're going to be crafting our own perfume, which I will share with you guys. It's going to come with a candle. It's going to come with a grid. It's going to come with an amulet necklace every month. So there's a lot in the kit. The kit is valued at about $170. I will be paying about $102 for the kit a month, which sounds like a lot, but these are all things that I can use, and if it comes out that I have duplicates, I'm just starting to make a collection of things that I can sell, that I could have on hand to sell. So if I end up with duplicate stones or things that I don't really want at the end, I can just, I was supposed to do a vendor fair this weekend, but again, baby came first. So while I was doing that, I was kind of looking around and I'm thinking, well, I have 2 of these stones, I have 2 of these stones, I have 2 of these stones, why not take them and sell them? But I didn't end up going, but that's my alarm for work. So I didn't end up going, but so that's kind of where I'm at with the kit. I'm like, you know what, it is kind of expensive, but again, I feel it's worth it. I feel the tools are things that I want to have, and again, if there's pieces in it that I don't need or don't want, I'm going to just start my little separate collection of things that I can sell. So I did have some things I wanted to go over with you real quick. I'm not going to be able to go over all of them, but I can go over a couple of them. As always, when I place orders, you always get lots of free goodie samples. So I haven't opened these yet, but I got this perfume. It was a free gift. And again, this is, all the things, you pay this money, but you get so many free things as well. So I got both of these free. They're the same one. And again, I haven't opened these to see what they smell like. I got my flash tattoos that you usually see me wearing. I got free ones in here. So that's kind of cool, because I love my tattoos, and I don't have one on today, which is really surprising, but I just had such a crazy busy weekend that I haven't had time. But I had actually bought some to come. These were, I hadn't seen these before. I usually wear the gold ones that have just a little bit of color. They either have some pink or purple or blue. but I saw these and that they have all the rainbowy colors, and so I wanted to try those. So I thought those were cool. So now I have lots of stickers, and this was $3. Um, you know, you've got 4 tattoos there for $3, which is really not a bad price as far as I'm concerned. It's less than $1 a tattoo. You know, people ask me why I wear them. And again, there's always a difference of opinion, but they are designed to help you connect with the source, the divine, the God, whatever you choose to refer to. But I like to wear it on my hand. Some people put them on the shoulders, their feet, other places and stuff. I like to put it on my hand because every time I see that on my hand, it's a reminder to me to remember to be kind, to be nice. It takes some work sometimes to not bitch and moan and complain. I'm pretty much known for that. So it's a good reminder for me when I see that on my hand to try to see the positive, try to see the light and stuff. And, you know, again, we're human and we feel these things, but, you know, it's to work through them and move past them and not get stuck on them, which sometimes I have an issue with. So the whole let it go. So yeah. The last thing I'm going to show you for today, because I have a bunch of stones, but I don't have time to go over all those with you. But you guys have seen my deck, my oracle deck that I got. I got this one a while back. And it's the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. And she just came out with a new one, which is the chakra. And I want to show you that it goes with the book. Sorry. So this is her book that she came out with, I don't know, 2-3 months ago. And we went over it a little bit. And at some point, again, we'll go over a lot more of it. But it goes over each chakra. It goes over the stones for the chakra. It goes over the herbs you should use for each chakra. It's beautifully colored. The print is nice. She had a really good response with the book. Someone's calling me. So she did the deck, and so I just got this. So I haven't worked with it yet because I literally got it yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to work with it. But it does come with a book for each card. But what I really like about her decks is you don't really need the book if you don't want to, because when you pull the card, it tells you, obviously it's backwards for you guys, but it tells you what the card is right there, which is the same with her gemstone ones. When you pull it, the picture on the front is the gem, and then the back tells you what you need to do with that. So I really like that her decks, you know, you don't need the book if you don't want to. You know, they're just really well done. You can see that there's nice silver on the cards, and so they're a good sturdy quality card. And they're color coded, so each color goes with the different chakras. So I'll be excited to work with that. So as always, if anybody ever wants me to pull a card for them, let me know. I now have 4 decks, so you just tell me which deck you want me to pull from, or one from each deck, or whatever. You know, maybe at some point I'll pull a card in the morning for each class or something, but you know, time is so limited for me in the morning that sometimes I don't have enough time to even talk about what I want to talk about. So still trying to figure out all the dynamics for everything. But so that is just some of the goodies that I got. So I do have a bunch of stones over here that we will maybe get to talk about a few of them on Thursday. I'm not sure what I'm talking about Thursday yet. It will probably coincide again, try to make it all fit with what's actually going on in life. So maybe it'll be the winter solstice or Yule, or I'm not sure, but stay tuned. Hopefully it'll be exciting. All right, so I have to go to work. They don't like it when I'm late for some strange reason. So again, as always, remember to be kind. Everybody has a story. Everybody's going through something. Your kind words or gestures could change somebody's life, including your own. If anybody hasn't gone to the group and scrolled through, there was kind of like a 24-day or 25-day Christmas Advent of kindness acts. And I don't think you have to do the act on that day. It's just kind of a nice little chart to look at and see that some of these things are just really simple, easy things that you can do to spread kindness. Say hi to a stranger, smile at somebody, hold the door for somebody, just little things. You don't have to go out and work 8 hours at a food bank. If you want to, that's great. But just to spread kindness and love, you can just do simple little acts every single day and change somebody's lives, including your own. So with that, lots of love, and I will see you guys all on Thursday. Hope you have an awesome day. Thanks, guys.